So this is King of the Hill though, so it might be a bit shorter.
If you know what you're looking
All right,
inquiry is unnecessary. But if you
let's
don't
take a look.
know, how do you inquire?
Can I hide this? Can I hide this card here? Hold on, options. I guess I can't. Surely you can. Hide. Bookmarks. I guess not. Alright.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's left control. That's the default key. There's just no UI element to show the player that that's how you hide it.
Enhancing your strength. Not so
That was an interesting play. Not bad. I wouldn't have done it, but not bad. It's pretty risky. Do you have nitro boosts? The replay does not show me. Okay, you do. Nice. You try shit like that sometimes to get it moving. I would say if you're gonna do something like, if you're gonna continue to do something like that, make sure Roadhog does not have his hook. Because in a higher rank, he would have hooked you and you would have died. And their team probably would have killed you on your way in. So just make sure certain cooldowns are like in progress if you're gonna do aggressive plays like that. I see what you're going for. Not a bad idea. But yeah, get the fuck out of there. Okay, as long as you're not dying when you're making these plays, it's okay. But nice. Just keep in mind, nice. Just keep in mind that if you're gonna go for a flank play like that, you're gonna have damage missing from the front line that may have otherwise killed someone or forced them to back up. Keep their distance. Don't look here, look away. Yeah, this guy's tough. I don't blame you for not hitting him. Masters feels like flat. Oh yeah. This is Masters 4? Okay. Maybe don't use your concussion mine there to get some extra height unless it's going to be a significant peak, because you could have thrown that onto the enemy backline. Ah, that's unfortunate. I think there you just weren't aware of how low your health was, so you felt you could peek again. a nice little spot here. Keep in mind, this tire spot here is vulnerable if they have a tracer. You killed him. Oh, nice catch. I see what you were going for with the echo. Dude, you're fucking slapping. This match is Masters 4? Yeah. Okay, so two things. Oops. Did Cass rando headshot you? Something else, like, chunked your health. Was it really just the echo? It was. So, as much as it sucks, if you were still alive and say like we're right here again, firing into there, or maybe you retreated back to point and started testing this guy, your team might have won this point. Not saying your death was the reason you lost this round, just something that was contributing to it. But you were caught off guard by the echo. It's happened to me many times. Like, I don't blame you at all for that. And then the tire attempt on the echo. Yeah, because this is probably what I would have done as well. Attempted to go for the echo here. Because you've got Ram and Hog, you're not gonna get them. You don't know where the other people are. So like your only choice is to try and get Echo. And you didn't really have time to look. Because you have 1 second left on the tire. So like, I mean, really the only other thing you could do in this situation is face this wall and climb it rather than that wall. That would have killed Echo. But you got the Wu Yang. Decent flank here. You got the carry. I know it's pretty hectic, but at this point, this is where I would retreat and get the Mega. Like, I think, so, like, you have Zarya on point, you're gonna get overtime, Zarya's gonna die. Mei's right there, so you're gonna get overtime, so you don't need to continue to peek this. But yeah, the only other thing you could have done here was go get that Mega. Because the cast knows you're back there, that you're either called out or just cast heard you. Forgot it was there. I thought it was here, to be honest, but they moved it, I think, at some point when they redid Oasis. Um, but yeah, that's my only critique there is just like go get the Mega. Because you have overtime. So like you don't need a touch to get it. You thought it was inside there? Yeah, I saw you look back for it and you were like, what?
It's hot.
Yeah, so like imagine if that Echo died to your tire and then you do the same thing, you go and kill the Curie. Echo is killing your team. She's duplicated someone as well, I think, at some point. Um, yeah, she just finished duplicate. So Echo's dead. Imagine Echo's dead. You kill Curie. Your team's probably going to be winning on point. So nothing too big. Nothing too big there. Just little things like careful when you're peeking that. You know, I get caught off guard because you think someone's going to do something and they don't or whatever, so you know what happens. But that last play, you know, just go get the Mega. You've got overtime, so you're good. You got time.
No unnecessary
But
risks.
you had some really good gameplay though, like
Ultimate is charging.
hitting some good shots, getting good kills.
สวัสดี
5,
Not much else there to critique.
2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Don't suppose anyone has a secret plan.
One thing I would critique here though. I think you know what it is. Put your trap in there. Your trap's not down. Put it in there. Nice. Nice. I was just about to say reset your trap. It's not doing anything back there. I would have put it on the left side at this point though, not the right. Because that's where there was more foot traffic happening. Uh-oh. Res, nice, nice. Okay. Okay, you do that. You see Hog got booped towards you. Now you need to get the fuck out. He's not backing down. So what you need to do, don't head this way, even towards the Mega, because he's gonna come out this and, you know, try to hook you. Unless you're super confident you can dodge his hook, you need to go back this way, because this is where your team is. Your Rhine can see that you're coming and can help shield you out. Zarya will have LOS to bubble you, and Bastion is right here. So if he hears Hog thumping and Hog comes out like right here, Bastion can start taking him out. So I think you should have started to retreat back through this doorway. But also, be careful because Reinhardt may not notice that you're coming from this doorway. So if you're going to try and walk across here and your Reinhardt doesn't shield you, you're fucked. So this is what I would have done. Your concussion, you don't have a concussion mine yet. It's on cooldown, but you retreat from the Roadhog this way. You camp right here so you have a wall to protect you from getting hooked. And then when you get your concussion mine, you jump out. You either go up here or you just go back behind this gate. That way you're safe and you don't die. Just a little critique here. Now, my initial thought would be getting Echo as well. However, upon seeing where your tire is and where Echo is, I would have said, okay, Echo is not a viable target. I would have jumped Riptire off, and then I would have Nitro boosted it into their backline, attempting to kill the Moira and the Wu Yang. That's what you should have done. I think you messed up there. Nice. Actually good escape. Also, don't melee unless it will kill them because you delayed your reload, and delaying your reload can actually fuck you over, so just be careful with that. A little bit higher in trap. Damn. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, one thing that, and I've done this with my own gameplay as well. And I've very recently tried to change this. And that is, like, making sure that if you Riptire in a spot, you're not vulnerable to someone that flanks and has an off angle. So yeah, you had no idea he was coming. It looked perfectly safe, perfectly fine. But if you Riptired, like, maybe here or around here, so this is something new that I've tried to do, like, in the recent, weeks, months, perhaps, is just making sure that you Riptire in a safe spot where a potential off angle isn't going to get you killed if somebody comes from there. You can't account for all of them, but this is just an example where take that extra 2 seconds to find a better spot. And then cast just killing your tire. I mean, that's just, it happens. I like, that should happen to me all the time. Because if I was tiring here as well, I probably would have sent it the exact same path you did. I think the only difference, though, is I would have Nitro boosted it a little bit later. You probably thought that they were closer, which is why you Nitroed it when you did. I've done that too. You did? You thought they were closer, but Wu Ying is a speedy guy? Yeah. Good job placing your trap in there. I think I would have tried to throw it a little bit further. It looked like you didn't look as high up as you could to get it farther, farther than where it landed. I think that hook is just a little unlucky. So this here, I would not make plays like this unless I had sound barrier, and a way to get out. So I think, because let's see, what exactly is going on here? You heard Wu Yang's ult, so you know someone got essentially nano boosted. So they're gonna come charging in, presumably. Who did get boosted? It was the Roadhog. Okay. So in this case, whenever someone gets boosted by Wu Yang, you know they're coming in. So I think the better course of action is to sit back and just help shoot the person that got boosted. Force them to back up. Try to be some sort of deterrent to make them turn away. Because when Wu Yang's ult explodes, it's essentially an Earth Shatter. It doesn't have the range that Shatter does, obviously, but it's essentially an Earth Shatter. So if you don't force them out, then they might get, you know, an extra 2 people onto the ground than what they would have if you shot them. So I wouldn't necessarily go for an aggressive play like it. Well, I wouldn't actually at all go for an aggressive play like this, unless your Zarya said, fire at the will, and she got like 4 people in the back here, right? Because then, you know, the tree's in the way, this fence is in the way. You want to get LOS on that shit immediately. So don't jump in like that unless your Zarya got some big grab. Even if she got like 2 people, or if she got just the singular Moira coalescing, you know, if she throws her grab back in there, you hear the voice line, jump up and see who's there. But I don't think I would. I don't think this was the play that needed to be made, but it's not my play style. You know, some of the other Junkrats might have a different opinion. Me personally, I would say don't do this unless there's a grav like around here that you can back up. You did, however, manage to get out, okay? And you get unlucky hooked by Roadhog. So now imagine you didn't jump in there and then, you know, jump back and everything. If you were still standing here, you would have seen your Reinhardt die, and then you would have backed up and been like, oh shit, okay, we gotta re-push this. You wouldn't have gotten hooked. But you getting hooked here doesn't necessarily end the fight. The fight was already dead. Your Rein was dead. Your team's not gonna go in. Like, it doesn't really matter you got hooked here, but it's just something to think about. Oops. Nice. Also, quick little comment. I've done this exact same thing as well, but try not to just stand there and wait for your ultimate to go from 99 to 100, because it can actually take a lot longer than you think sometimes. And in that time, the damage you could have dealt might have led to a kill or somebody backing up to give your team space. So try not to stand there and wait for your ult. Nice. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, good play. I would have put my trap either on the stairs there in front of me or on the right side.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture objective.
Shame you can't view the scoreboard. Wait, they lost a player. Okay, he's back. Careful emoting like that. Their Roadhog was pushing up. So, my personal preference on this map is I will typically always hold this small room because you got a mini here, so if someone's shooting at you, you can get more health. You don't need immediate assistance from your supports. So typically you kind of hold this door and this door, and you slowly peek out. Like, you don't go all the way out here unless all of them are like right over there. You don't really exit this room. You just kind of peek. If you hear Roadhog thumping, then you back up, obviously. Back up, you go here, you hold this angle, shoot, you know. You basically just be a nuisance in this room because, one, it provides an off angle that the enemy team has to then try and shut down. So if the enemy team's like here and you're over there being a menace, causing damage from the side, they're gonna need to do something about that. And playing in the point, if you like, you don't have much LOS at all playing inside the point. So that's why you don't play in the point. And as for the right side, I would never try and contest the right side here. Because one, you can get booped off. Two, they're running Echo. So Echo is obviously going to go over here. She's going to be in this area because it plays for Echo. So personally, I would just ignore this entire section over here. Obviously, like if your Zarya grabs them outside or something, you'll want to go back it up. But for the most part, ignore this. Focus on playing this room. This is where Junkrat shines. This is playing into Junkrat's strengths. So play here. Don't play out there. Also, if they take this room, it's a lot harder to hold the point. So if you prevent them from going in here, it's much easier for you to keep point. Yeah, so let's take a look. Now imagine if you're holding this room, firing grenades at this doorway to prevent Roadhog from getting over here. Everyone just left your bastion. And even if your bastion gets hooked and dies, you're still in this right room firing grenades, forcing him to go main. And if he tries to go into that right room, then you just hold the doorways like I showed previously, and you can't get hooked. Your Mercy did not make a good decision at all. But yeah, look how much value this Roadhog has gotten because he just went into this right room here. Anyway, back to you.
Protects life.
2 HP. I feel like that should have killed. Good. Fuck Echo. Nice. Sometimes you don't realize how much dumb shit you do until you rewatch it. It happens. I think there your team overstayed their welcome.
I still think we can win.
There's nothing wrong with what you did. I would have done that same thing. Jump up through the middle. Although I probably would have went into the room on the left sooner than you did. Camped that mini health pack again.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Reinhardt.
Nice, good shit. It's exactly what you need to do. Nice. Nice. Careful exposing yourself to Roadhog like that. Higher ranks, you get hooked out of the air and die. Okay, this is where you made a mistake. You went back behind the corner, and you're hiding too much. Your Roadhog is clearly interested in the Rhine, and so is the Diva. You were in no danger. So what you need to do is continue to peek this section here, and fire at the Roadhog and the Diva. Mostly Roadhog. And then what you should probably do as well is prepare yourself to shoulder peek this wall rather than that one, because the left side you can still see the Roadhog and help out your Reinhardt. So I think hiding here was the wrong play.
Fire at will.
Your Zarya also grabbed in a poor situation.
Engage. Heroes never die.
Blasting
Helden sterben nicht.
I immediately knew your trap was going to go in that hole when you didn't change where you were looking when you jumped in the air. Oh, that sucks, dude. That could have been at least a double.
Defeat.
Alright. So I think here you also expected the cast to miss. You didn't think he was gonna headshot you. As soon as he hits that first shot, you need to start taking cover behind this little board here. Because their cast is already playing aggressive enough. Considering that most of your team is on the point and cast is playing here, when you see people do this, they are typically not going to let you live unless you're like hiding and you're not peeking them. Because people that do this, what their cast is doing, they'll only do that for a short amount of time because of the situation that's happening on point. So you dying here, definitely not good. You needed to probably huddle this a bit more. Yeah, like your Bastion. Oh, he's ulting actually. But yeah, you want to make sure you never leave the safety of a wall if they've got a DPS character that's like willing to overextend in situations like this. But anyway, so overall, not a bad game. You played really well. Just a few mistakes, nothing major. Just little things. I think your worst mistake was this third round. And I think that was when one, you hid here instead of firing at the Roadhog that was whole hogging your Reinhardt. And two, if you played this room, you could get so much value, not necessarily by getting more kills, but by preventing their team from taking this room here. Their Roadhog got 2 or 3 freebie kills by pushing that room. And if you were over there shooting nades in his direction, he wouldn't have pushed it. If he did, then, you know, like I mentioned, you could play this doorway, even play that doorway, but most of the time it's this doorway. Or you could even back up further, play like right over here. But the first round that you lost, just make sure you go get that mega health pack next time. You guys had overtime, so you didn't need to rush the point. You had a good flank on the Kiri. And second round, you guys won second round, but remember that rip tire on the Echo. As soon as you can see that Echo is not going to be within targeting range, don't even try it. Just speed boost it into someone else. And then this round, yeah, just next time you play Oasis, try playing over here more. And if, you know, they're contesting you as well, play these doorways. Grab the mini. You know, fall back over here. Even fall back in here if you have to. Because if they overwhelm you and like send like 3 people here, obviously you don't want to still be playing right here or here. You want to fall back here or maybe fall back this way. Or even back there, depending on where your team is playing. But overall, you had good gameplay. Nothing really major to change, just little things. So, not bad.